Hi everyone, this is Kara, and welcome to Breaking Free Fridays, or welcome back if you've been following the series. I wanted to share a few key tools to success, and these are definitely tied to mindset, but so much of our life kind of rolls down from thinking to how we feel, and then feeling affecting our behavior or actions. So I felt it was apropos to hone in on some of these key tools for success connected to mindset. And one has to do with uh, I literally had a dragonfly just land on the top of my phone. Sorry for the distraction, but I just find nature and some of the medicine and the magic that comes through the messages in animal sightings and the wonders of nature are just phenomenal. Anyway, back on topic. So I wanted to share some of these tools rooted in some favorite quotes of mine and to give some context as well. So, one of the things that Henry Ford, that I think is absolutely profound, he said that whether you can or you can't is probably true. And it goes so much to how mindset actually plays into self fulfilling prophecies, if you will. If you believe you can do something, you can. If you believe that you can't, you're probably not going to, because you just don't even think, you don't have even the possibility in your mind of success or even a reason to try. It's like you can't even get out of the gate because that can't is like this wall, right? And then another one that I love, and so that first quote is connected to one of the first keys, which is can, like the possibility, believing you can do anything that you set your mind on, that you can. So that's absolutely critical. And then this other connection has to do with a quote from Winston Churchill, which I love. And it's if you're going through hell, keep going. We all go through tribulations and challenges and massive trials in life, some more severe than others, but nonetheless, we all share that human experience as an opportunity for learning and growth. And uh, if you don't keep going, you're just going to stay stuck and not have the benefit of getting to that next level, getting to the other side, experiencing that next breakthrough. And this quote so much has to do with a concept around perseverance and and just not giving up. And so much of success rests in the difference between a person that's willing to keep going and that has a level of tenacity to try and to keep going, to keep progressing. Um, it's that idea of progress, not perfection, but learning and continuing forward, that piece of resilience. So that's a second piece. And then the other one, this is something from Albert Einstein that I love, and it has to do with when we understand our own limits, that's when we can go beyond them. And I love this because on the surface, it may seem like it's contradictory to thinking, oh, you can do anything, and having this mindset of doing anything. It's not contradictory, though, when you explore it deeper, because we all have limits. And if we don't understand and we aren't in tune enough with our own body, with our own emotions, with our own mind, with our spiritual connection, then we can end up pushing beyond that and actually create a sabotage or a backfiring, if you will. If we treat, for example, if we treat our body like a robot and we don't have that give and take, and that relationship with our body where we're listening to what we need, and if we need fuel in the way of nourishing foods, or if we need rest, and we're just grinding and pushing through and overpowering what may be a natural limit, well, we're likely going to have some lessons from that in the form of getting sick, for example, or burning out, or, something like that. So it doesn't serve that greater level of can. The other piece that's so important on this, and this, I've learned this through some hard lessons. Uh, that concept of can relative to limitation. So you can do anything. Now, it's about you. So the minute we put ourselves in a position where we are trying to control somebody else or control outcomes, that is something that is really kind of a hard limit, because we don't have control over another person. And I like to give an example of this, because, uh, for example, if you have a relationship with an alcoholic or an addict, um, you may have so much love for that person, and you may be willing to do so much work, your own work in that equation, and also to try to make things better for that person that may be fighting that fight for sustaining sobriety. But you can't do that work for that other person. You can't desire enough for that other person to find that sustainable sobriety. That has to come from within. So there is a limit there that's important to keep in mind. It's like, stay in your own energy, stay in your own lane, if you will. We can positively influence others. We can have a positive impact on others, 100%. But when you're talking about and you're in relationship with another, there's always that old adage about it's a two-way street, and that's very true. But one of the things that often is talked about is it's 50-50. Well, an early mentor of mine shared something really profound with me that I would like to share with you, that it's really more 100. Like, we have 100% responsibility for ourselves and how we show up. And so does the other person in relationship with us. So it's going back to what we can do, and how we can honor ourselves, be accountable for ourselves, be responsible for ourselves, and how we show up. So just to recap, some of those key tools for success: that belief system around can, really owning that you can do anything that you set your mind to, and believing that, living that truth. And it's not at the expense uh, of having mistakes or failures. I mean, that's part of the journey. That's part of the success, right? We learn from our missteps, our mistakes, and things get better by virtue of us having those. So that's one. And then two, that critical piece of perseverance and pushing through challenge, and actually having the tenacity to keep going in the face of challenge, or even in the face of fear. Oftentimes that's where we have some big breakthroughs, is going through that discomfort of what's trying to hold us back and taking that step anyway. And then that third one is understanding and honoring your limitations, so that in all reality you actually can move beyond them into another layer or another place in your journey, which is really exciting. So just some food for thought, and I would love to hear about some of the examples in your own lives of how these have helped you, or maybe as you reflect on some areas where you've been stuck, how you could see these serving for you to take those next levels of empowerment and make that next level of breakthrough. So if you're enjoying this video or in this series, I'd love for you to subscribe, send a like, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.